You had the aptitude for it as well. So were you a pretty good student in high school coming out?
Yeah, I think I was a pretty good student. I think in high school, I probably stressed way too much about grades. I was valedictorian in high school, so I, did well on paper in all of my subjects. I wouldn't really say math and science was something I had the highest aptitude for naturally. But I think I at least in high school I do remember enjoying math. So I kind of was like, okay, like I like math enough. There's some of that in engineering. There's a lot of science. Like, see, science seemed kind of interesting. Like
Yeah.
maybe it'll be okay.
Yeah. So you're like, okay, I'm decently smart at math, science, and women have there's good career opportunities for women in engineering, and I think I can do this engineering thing. And then so you mentioned that you were a really good student in high school. I think you mentioned you're
Yeah.
valedictorian. Nice humble brag there, by the way.
Yeah.
So what kind of what you said you weren't the most interested in engineering in college, but what kind of student were you? Were you did that transfer, or was it what kind of did those habits that you had in high school impact the way that you were as a college student? What happened?
Yeah, so I'm kind of laughing as you ask that because I feel like I'm someone who tends to live in extremes. I think balance is something I've always struggled with.
Mhm.
And my kind of takeaways from high school, I remember just like graduating high school and being so freaking burned out. Just being
Really?
like, I worked so hard to, meet these goals that I had for myself.
Mhm.
And then I'm like, dang, now I only have 3 months off and I have to just work really hard all over again. And I'm like, dang, I probably could have gotten into Trinity without having like perfect grades.
Yeah.
And so I kind of went into college with the mindset that, okay, as long as I do well, and I was like, I just, doing well is important to me, but I don't need to stress so much about every single grade. I just kind of, realized I'm like, okay, I probably could get to where I want to go without having to stress so much. And so my mindset was just to try to enjoy life a little more.
Mhm.
Maybe I went too far in the other direction. I don't know. I mean, I still graduated with a 3.3, so I was probably like a B plus student.
That's good.
Nothing special. Could have definitely done worse. But I feel bad for our professors. I was just
Mhm.
someone who, like, if there was an extension to ask for, or if
You
there
got
was
it.
just anything, yeah, if there was just any sort of like thing I could try to do to like get around turning anything in on time, I would. I remember running into Maboob at alumni weekend a couple years ago, and this was before he retired, and he just was like, so Mikaela, like, what are you doing with your life now? He's like, you're not an engineer, are you? And I was like, well, I kind of am. Like, I went into sales engineering. And he was like, oh, sales, that's perfect for you. You were always full of shit. And
That's the
and it was
perfect Maboom quote. Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah. I'm like, okay, the fact that one of my college professors actually said that to me, I think that just kind of goes to show what kind of student I was. Like I did fine, but I was always turning stuff in late and just asking for extensions on like anything that I could ask for extensions on. Maybe not the most proud of that I procrastinated a lot and just did not manage my time well. But at the end of the day, I guess it all worked out for me. So
Hey,
yeah, I
I
think that.
I'd argue that skill is a great skill. I mean, as somebody that does sales and proposals and bidding on work all the time, the skill that our BD and our sales folks have to leverage the most is asking for extensions. That is the most commonly communicated thing to our clients. So maybe you're just preparing for your life as a saleswoman, you know?
Yeah, just, trying to sharpen that skill set for just being full of shit and just kind of trying to yeah, use some soft skills to get what you need sometimes.
Chasing payments, still playing in the basement while I'm working on arrangements. They heard the kid in 50 countries, thank God that's amazing. But I'd rather thank Spotify, they put me on the station.